Everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be my fall TBR, aka the books that I'm hoping to read in the upcoming months. I have a bunch of really fun challenges that are also coming, and to state the obvious, yes, my background is different. It is temporary. I'm currently trying to build in a library into what used to be my bedroom, and I've moved the 4 bookshelves upstairs and all the books. This is like 3 of the 4 bookshelves in my bedroom, my now bedroom, and it's complete chaos. It is temporary. Bear with me a couple of weeks. I'll probably switch this up very quickly. But I really wanted to post this video, so we're here. Let's pretend it doesn't exist. I mean, it's a look. It's a look. Okay, so a lot of these are going to be mystery, thriller, horror because this is the season for me, but a few that are not. Let's start with some of those. First off, for Patreon, for the classic book club for the month of September and October, we are reading Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I'm super excited. It's one of the only books I haven't read by her yet. I watched a movie as a kid years ago. Don't really remember what happens. I just remember some of the actors. But I'm really excited to read this one and then watch the actual movie. But I do tend to really like Jane Austen's writing and humor, so I am very hopeful that we're going to enjoy this one for sure. And for the monthly pick for Patreon, we ended up choosing Vita Nostra, which it was pretty close. It was pretty close. But this is an adult fantasy, dark academia, magical school. I've heard really fantastic reviews of this, and apparently it's quite heavy, so I'm glad we picked it up together because I am a little intimidated. But I'm hoping that this is going to be my favorite. I've been really searching for my favorite magical school setting because I love the idea of it, but I don't have like a #1 favorite, so maybe this is going to be it. Speaking of dark academia, I will be reading a couple this month for sure, including Babel. I am waiting to get my hands on this. I will drop everything. Well, no, I'm currently doing a challenge as I'm filming this, but after I'm done the book that I'm reading, I will be picking up Babel ASAP. This is like a 5-star book prediction for me. I'm pretty sure this is going to be an all-time favorite, or at least a favorite for this year. I've heard nothing but praise for people that were able to get an advanced reader copy, an ARC. And I mean, after the Poppy War, I would have read anything by her, but then you add Dark Academia during the fall. Yes, I'm going to read this. It's a chunky one, but I will devour it, no doubt. Although I haven't been super lucky with mystery thrillers, especially the new release ones that you see everywhere, there is one that I have ordered. I will be receiving it soon, hopefully. It recently came out, and it is Wrong Place, Wrong Time, and it is part of the Reese Witherspoon book club, and I haven't been lucky with their picks so far. But from what I understand, this one includes time traveling, which if you want me to like your mystery thriller, add some sci-fi, usually it tends to go better for me than like, you know, cheating husband and stuff. I don't care. But yes, trying to possibly prevent a murder mystery with time traveling. I'm going to try this. I'm hoping this is going to work for me. And if so, I'll let you know ASAP so you can read it because, again, fall time. I feel like most people tend to read more mystery thrillers during this time of the year. I feel like it's just the perfect time. But yes, definitely a new release that I'm looking forward to picking up and letting you know my thoughts. One book that isn't mystery thriller horror, because I said I was starting with that and then got sidetracked because of Babel. I might have time to pick this one up because I will try to probably balance all the horrible stuff I read with something a little bit sweeter. This is Sweet Bean Paste, and I have been somehow in the mood more and more to find the perfect wholesome read, and I'm really picky. I feel like often I just feel like I'm being emotionally manipulated, which I mean we always are. That's the point of a book, but when it's not done well, it just doesn't give me the fuzzy feeling. I just really dislike them. I don't know, I can't be the only one. But this one, you're following a man that came out of, is it prison, I believe? And he ends up striking a friendship with an older woman, and she teaches him how to make sweet bean paste. It sounds cute. I will want some of that in my life this fall, so for sure. I also want to try to read some more new releases. I got these 2 from Book of the Month, and I've been meaning to pick them up. The Lies I Tell and Things We Do in the Dark. I will try to read both of them, but I believe you guys told me to pick this one over this one. Or am I mixing them up? I will look back because I asked you before, so I think it was this one actually. So I'll let you know. I'll definitely read at least 1 or 2 because I do try to I do try to let you know which new releases are worth the read whenever I can. And one of my challenges this year is to try to finish more series. And I was doing pretty terribly until August. August, I made my challenge of the month to try and catch up to as many as possible. I did pretty good so far, but I haven't read this one yet, and since it's a mystery, I might as well read it during the fall. This is The Girl Who Kicked a Hornet's Nest, which the most blinding cover ever, but this is the last book in the Millennium Trilogy. I'm super late to the game, but I have enjoyed book 1 and 2, mostly 1, but I'm hopeful that book 3 will end up working out for me. But yes, I need to finish it. It's one book, and I would finish in the series. One challenge that I want to do this month is to try to read my forgotten ebooks. Because I don't know about you, I go through phases. I will like read a ton and then I forget they exist for months and months and months. And I have a couple like mystery thrillers, so I might as well do a vlog on them. So if I look at my library, the ones that I have, feel free to let me know which ones I should prioritize. But I have Every Last Secret, which I think is more like a popcorn read, which I think that might be a good one to have because, you know, they're easy to read. You go through them fast. I have Razorblade Tears, which I think this one is a bit more like literally fiction mystery, but I've been meaning to read it forever, and the reviews I've seen are super positive, so I am interested in that one. I have The Passengers, which I've been meaning to read something by John Marks, and I don't know if it's the one that I'm supposed to read in the one before. I think it's the one. I do have that one, so I might read that instead if you tell me that I need to read that one first. So there's that. And there was, In the Woods by Tana French. I have never read anything by her. I know she's super well known in like crime kind of mystery thriller, like police officer. I read the first chapter. I was trying to figure out what to read at one point, did a video on it, and it wasn't the book that I ended up choosing. I think it was like the cop talk in like chapter 1 that wasn't really, you know, vibing with me. And whatever else I was reading ended up working better for me. So yes, it's still an option. I'm still open to reading it, but it's one of the possible contenders. It's one of the contenders for that vlog. If you're interested, let me know. I also have a couple audiobooks that are mystery thrillers that I don't want to forget that they exist. One of them is a new release, so I might pick that one up, and it is The Last to Vanish by Megan Miranda. I have been really lucky with her work in general. They tend to be like a 3.5 overall read, which doesn't sound super high, but I'm really struggling with mystery thrillers. I find that they often just don't appeal to me like at all, the popular ones, and like it's hard to find exactly what works for me, and her stuff usually does. There's only her latest book that didn't work for me because they tend to be murder mystery in small towns, and the small town vibes just really work for me. I find them relaxing, which sounds kind of messed up because they're murder mysteries, but it is what it is. So I will be listening to that one hopefully soon. I have The Woman in the Library, which also is a new release. I have access to the audiobooks, so let me know if you're interested. Also got Family of Liars, which is I think a follow-up to We Were Liars, which I didn't really love, but I might try it just to see if it's worth it or not. But I don't know about that one. I also got an arc for Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke, which so many people mentioned that this book was fantastic and I should read it as like a mystery. Is it a horror? I think it's a short story, and I saw it on NetGalley, so I asked for it. They gave it to me, so I will be reading it. But I don't know anything except that everyone tells me to read it, and I have it now. That's all I want to know. When something is that short, you don't want to know any spoilers. So for the mystery thriller from my library, I also have What Happened to Bennetts. I've mentioned I've been meaning to read. Otherwise, it's a bunch of nonfiction because it's still one of my challenges this year to try to read some. I have Burnout. I have Sex Matters, In Defense of Witches, that I also have access to. It's in English though, which, I mean, it's fine, but it was written in French. I speak French, so I wanted to read it in French, but my library doesn't have it in French. So I might just pick up the audiobook that way. Another challenge that I'm hoping to do in September specifically is to read some classics for like a weekend, because we're reading big classics with the book club one every 2 months. We're doing the same thing next year. I'm super excited to continue because it's so motivating to not be the only one reading a book. But I have a bunch of really small ones too. And my last book haul in August was basically just classics. So I have a couple. If you have seen them in the video, let me know which ones you want to me to pick up. But essentially, I'm thinking of doing a fun challenge where I'm not the one picking them up. Feel free to guess. I don't think it's that difficult to guess, but I will not be the one choosing which ones I pick. So that could make things a bit more interesting. And one more thing, in October, I'll talk about it more when we get there, but I'm thinking about doing another edition of like Read It or Unhaul It, which I did this summer. So I don't know exactly when I'm going to be done with the built-in bookshelf thing, but whenever it's done, I will be doing a reorganizing my video. And I feel like I'm going to go from 4 to 7 bookshelves. So I'm going to be able to spread them a little bit more and see what I have more. And I think in October, which hopefully by that point I will be done, hopefully. I was thinking about doing a new edition of Read It or Unhaul It, but with the mystery thrillers, because I have a couple. I might have like 3 bookshelves of them, and I feel like I don't own a lot of my favorite ones, and I do own a lot of random ones that I found at like library sales, for example, or like secondhand bookshops. So I think that could be good for me to finally pick them up, because I don't know anything pretty much about them. Because unless I buy a mystery thriller knowing what it is about, I kind of like to go into them not knowing much, which probably is why it's a pretty hit and miss experience for me. I'm like, oh, it's new, it has great reviews, let me pick it up. That technique has not worked for me, and that's why I have a bunch on my shelves now that I don't know if I want to read them or not. So I think that challenge would help me go through them and get rid of the ones that I'm not enjoying as soon as I stop enjoying them. You know, it's a back on the unhaul bookshelf. I think that's enough for my TBR, at least for September and a bit of October. I'll update you in October, but these are a bunch of books that I'm hoping to read this fall. I feel like this fall, I'm starting to feel the pressure also of like the end of year. So trying to like finish series, which I might still pick up some of the other ones if I'm still in the mood. Although I could wait until November, you know, when it's not fall anymore. We'll see. But yes, trying to read a bunch of mystery, thriller, and horror books. I'll update you. I'll let you know. I'll vlog it. And hopefully you find some new favorites. Let me know in the comment section if you have read any of these, which ones I should prioritize. Also, let me know which books you are planning on reading during the fall, especially, again, mystery, thriller. Are you someone that reads like seasonally like this? Because I feel like classics in my head are like summer, fall-ish. And then like historical fiction is definitely summer for me too. Contemporaries and romances too. But then fall is definitely where mystery thriller come out. And then afterwards during winter, it's definitely fantasy sci-fi. Although usually most of the year, just not this year. Let me know. If you haven't seen my last book haul where I mentioned a classic, I'll put that on the screen. Feel free to check it out. That way you can let me know which one I should try and pick up. And if you're looking for short books to try to hit your reading goal before the end of the year, I'll link that right there. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.